Fire extinguisher and protection programs are crucial for the safety of all personnel working in and around a facility. A workplace fire protection program is vital because it saves lives by preparing employees to handle emergencies, protects property and reduces costly damage, ensures legal and insurance compliance, minimizes business disruption and financial loss, and fosters a safer work culture, which benefits the entire organization long-term. A comprehensive program includes hazard identification, equipment maintenance, employee training, clear evacuation procedures, and designated responsibilities for fire safety. 29 CFR 1910.157 requires employers to provide approved portable fire extinguishers, place them in accessible locations without risk of injury, and ensure they are maintained, fully charged, and operating properly. There are 5 types of fires commonly found in the workplace. They include: Class A are fires involving common combustible solids. The fuel is ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, cloth, rubber, and some plastics. Examples of Class A fires include trash fires, fabric fires, or fires involving general workplace items. Class B are fueled by flammable liquids and gases. Examples of a Class B fire are from gasoline, paint, alcohol, solvents, propane, and grease. Class C fires are fueled by energized electrical equipment. Examples of a Class C fire includes faulty wiring, appliances, motors, and power tools. Class D fires are fueled by combustible metals. Examples include magnesium, sodium, titanium, potassium, and aluminum shavings. And Class K are fueled by combustible cooking oils and fats. Examples are deep fryer fires, often referred to as kitchen fires. Fire extinguishers are designed for specific classes of fires, from ordinary combustibles to cooking oils. Using the correct extinguisher for the fire class is crucial, as the wrong type can spread the fire, cause electric shock, or create an explosion. Here's a breakdown of the different types and their uses. 1. Water fire extinguishers. Best for Class A fires like ordinary combustibles like wood, paper, cloth, and plastics. How it works: cools the burning material and absorbs heat to put out the fire. Caution: do not use on electrical fires, as it can cause electrical shock, or on flammable liquid or cooking oil fires. 2. Foam fire extinguishers. Best for Class A, like ordinary combustibles, and Class B fires for flammable liquids like gasoline, oils, and paints. How it works: creates a blanket of foam that smothers the fire by blocking oxygen from reaching it. 3. Dry chemical fire extinguishers. Best for Class A, B, and C, including flammable liquids and gases, and can sometimes be specialized for Class D for combustible metals. How it works: forms a crust on the fuel, suppressing oxygen and preventing the fire from spreading. It should be noted that dry chemical extinguishers can leave behind a corrosive residue. 4. Carbon dioxide, CO2 fire extinguishers. Best for Class B, flammable liquids, and Class C for electrical fires. How it works: displaces oxygen from the fire and is a non-conductive gas, making it ideal for electrical equipment. Caution: these are not recommended for use on Class A fires because it can spread burning material. And 5. Wet chemical fire extinguishers. Best for Class K fires such as cooking oils and fats. How it works: creates a sealing layer over the burning cooking oil, preventing ignition of vapors, and cools the fire. Just because a fire extinguisher is available doesn't mean that it should be used. Personal safety is the priority when exposed to fire. If any of these conditions are met, you should evacuate the area, alert others, and call the fire department. Large or spreading fire. Only use an extinguisher on small, contained fires, like in a wastebasket. If the fire is spreading or getting taller than you, it's too big to handle safely. Lack of an escape route. Never fight a fire if it could block your only exit or if you can't keep a clear escape path behind you. Unclear fire type. Do not use an extinguisher if you don't know what material is burning, as the wrong type of extinguisher can make the fire worse. Incorrect extinguisher type or condition. Using a water-based extinguisher on an electrical or grease fire is dangerous. Also, do not use an extinguisher that is damaged, low on pressure, or the wrong type for the fire. Inexperienced or unprepared. If you have physical limitations, are unsure how to use the extinguisher, or have a general feeling of doubt about the situation, do not proceed with fighting the fire. And beware of toxic smoke. If the room is filling with smoke and you can't see or breathe, evacuate immediately. Fight the fire only if all of the following are true. Everyone else has left the building. The fire department has been called. The fire is small and contained. You have the correct type of extinguisher in good condition. You know how to use the extinguisher and have a clear escape route. And you are confident in your ability to handle the situation. The pass method for using a fire extinguisher is the recommended system to effectively control a fire from building or spreading. This simple, four-step acronym provides a clear, memorable way to operate a fire extinguisher for small, confined fires before they escalate into major incidents. The pass method stands for P. Pull the pin. This breaks the seal and unlocks the extinguisher's lever. A. Aim. Point the nozzle or horn at the base of the fire, not at the flames. S. Squeeze. Squeeze the lever slowly and evenly to discharge the extinguishing agent. And S. Sweep. Sweep the nozzle back and forth, moving from side to side at the base of the fire until it is completely out. Some important considerations when using a fire extinguisher to control a fire include: maintain a safe distance. Operate the extinguisher from a safe distance, typically 6 to 8 feet away, and move closer as the fire diminishes. Utilize the right type of extinguisher. Use a multi-purpose ABC extinguisher for most workplace fires, which covers wood, liquid, and electrical fires. Recharge or replace. Fire extinguishers have a limited discharge time, typically less than a minute, and should be recharged or replaced after any use. And for CO2 extinguishers, do not touch the plastic discharge horn, as it can become very cold and cause frostbite. Before a fire, preparation is key. It is important to know escape routes. The workforce must be familiarized with the building's exits and designated assembly points, especially in workplaces. Learn the race protocol. This is especially important for facilities that have personnel with physical or mental limitations that may inhibit their abilities to recognize hazards or escape. The 4 race steps are R for rescue. Safely move personnel from the immediate danger of the fire. A for alarm. Activate the nearest fire alarm and notify others of the fire, including emergency services like 911. C for confine. Contain the fire and smoke by closing all doors and windows in the fire area without locking them. And E for extinguish. If it is safe to do so, extinguish the fire with a fire extinguisher. If the fire is too large or the smoke is overwhelming, evacuate the area immediately. And participate in drills. Regular fire drills are crucial for remembering procedures and staying calm in a real emergency. During a fire event, to evacuate safely, use the stairs. Never use elevators during a fire. Stay low. If you encounter smoke, get on your hands and knees and crawl to an exit. Feel doors. Before opening a door, feel it with your hand to check for heat. Barricade if trapped. If you are trapped in a room, seal gaps under the door with cloth to block smoke. Fight the fire only if safe to do so. Attempt to extinguish a fire only if it is small, contained, and you have been trained to use an extinguisher. Use the pass method for extinguishers. Go to the assembly point. Move to your prearranged meeting location. Stay out. Do not re-enter the building until emergency responders give the all clear. And remember, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothing catches fire, drop to the ground and roll to smother the flames. A fire response program requirements must emphasize the key aspects of to ensure the safety of all employees, contractors, and visitors within a facility. The key requirements are: selection. Choose the correct type of fire extinguisher for the anticipated workplace fire hazards, as outlined by fire classes A, B, C, D, and K. Placement. Distribute extinguishers so that the travel distance for employees to reach the nearest unit is within the recommended limits. Class A, maximum 75 feet. Class B, 50 feet. Class C, distance depends on A or B hazards, but accessibility is key. Class D, 75 feet. Class K, maximum 30 feet. Accessibility. Extinguishers must be readily visible, unobstructed, and located along normal paths of travel and near exits. Maintenance. Requiring monthly and annual inspections, who is responsible, and how it is documented. Training. All employees must be trained on how to use fire extinguishers using the PASS method and on the evacuation and rally points. And record keeping. Fire extinguisher inspections and employee training must be documented, and the records must be maintained for auditing purposes. Fire extinguishers require monthly visual inspections by facility staff to check for accessibility, a proper pressure gauge reading, an intact tamper seal, and the absence of physical damage or corrosion. Additionally, a qualified professional must perform a professional maintenance inspection annually and a hydrostatic pressure test every 5 to 12 years depending on the extinguisher type. The steps to performing an inspection include: 1. Check accessibility. Ensure the extinguisher is visible, unobstructed, and in its designated location. 2. Inspect the physical condition. Look for physical damage like dents, cracks, or corrosion on the cylinder and other external parts. Confirm the instruction label is legible, fully attached, and facing outward. 3. Check the pressure gauge. Verify the needle on the pressure gauge is in the green charged zone, indicating it's ready for use. Note: CO2 extinguishers don't have a gauge, so check their weight to verify a full charge. 4. Examine the pull pin and tamper seal. Make sure the tamper seal is intact and has not been broken. Confirm the pull pin is securely in place. 5. Inspect the hose and nozzle. Check the hose for any dryness, cracks, or blockages. Look into the nozzle to ensure it is not blocked by any debris. 6. Review the inspection tag. Look at the inspection tag to check if the last professional inspection is current and the next due date is noted. And 7. Record the findings. Initial and date the monthly inspection card and secure it to the extinguisher. Note any issues observed during your inspection. If the extinguisher fails any part of the inspection, report the issue to your supervisor or the designated fire prevention service for corrective action. Employers must ensure all components of the evacuation system, including emergency lighting and exit routes, are functional and that personnel are adequately trained to use equipment and follow emergency evacuation procedures. Regular drills. Conduct regular fire drills to test the effectiveness of the evacuation plan, ensuring employees are familiar with procedures and can execute them under pressure. Use different actuation devices in each test for multi-actuation systems to ensure all of them function as intended. For example, initiate a drill with a smoke detector alert and another with an employee identifying the fire. Timetable. OSHA does not specifically mandate the frequency of fire drills, but requires a written emergency action plan that includes evacuation procedures and employee responsibilities. Employers are strongly recommended to conduct drills as often as needed to keep employees prepared for an emergency, and some may require them to meet other standards or insurance policies. The recommendations for drill frequency are: for high-risk environments, more frequent drills, like quarterly, may be appropriate. And low-risk environments, at least one drill per year is a common best practice. Fire evacuations, whether real-world or drills, are coordinated activities that should have a chain of command. The roles manage the evacuation, ensure everyone's safety, and communicate with emergency services. Additional duties may be assigned depending on the size and complexity of the building. Each facility should have a list of who is inside. This can be a sign-in roster or a badge reader system that is accessible in emergency situations. The typical fire evacuation roles and responsibilities include: Emergency Coordinator is the senior safety official who oversees the entire evacuation drill and holds ultimate decision-making authority. During the drill or fire, the emergency coordinator manages the overall response, communicates with subordinate leaders, and liaisons with emergency services. Floor or area warden is responsible for the safe and orderly evacuation of an assigned section of the facility. They check all rooms and areas to ensure no one is left behind, guides occupants, help those with special needs, closes doors, and reports when their area of responsibility is clear. Assembly point controller reports to the emergency coordinator and gathers accountability of assigned personnel. And lastly, it is recommended to have an evaluator. Though not a part of the coordination team, their role is to monitor the evacuation drill and captures observations about what went well and what needs improvement. The opportunities for improvement should be reviewed, assessed, and used to improve the evacuation plan, training, and future drills. A fire protection program is crucial for the safety of all personnel working in and around a facility in the case of an emergency. Preparation is key. We hope you found this training valuable. Please click the subscribe button to access additional food shore training videos.